Here we are back with the video that I told you I would show you on how I got over 1700. So this will be an interesting game. As you can see, one of the opponents is actually pretty strong. Blue is actually 1716, so that's my goal. My goal would be to actually beat him and get over 1700 with this video. I will show you many good ways to approach the game, and also when to attack the right player at the right time. So hopefully you will see that also choosing the right opponent to attack at a certain point is very important during the game. So here it's interesting because green gave check to yellow, and doing so he gave a chance to blue to take a free bishop. So already blue there is the strongest player getting an advantage, because out of this actually green is not getting an advantage, it's blue. You can always say, I always say that this is good anyways for green to give a check like this, because if yellow loses pieces anyways it's good. But here blue takes this opportunity and gets ahead on points as well, so he's a good player. So it's not ideal, but it's fine. I was concentrating on just developing my pieces and castling. King safety as usual, very important at the beginning, and this is an excellent move that I really like to see, because as usual, if he pushes this pawn, then he's never gonna push this pawn attacking my bishop or threatening to exchange the bishop. So this is always a move that I really like. Now as you can see, with this move, green now makes the blue bishop trapped, because he can't go here, he can't, because green can take, and he can't go here. And as you can see, blue has to sacrifice the bishop. So in the end, yes, he got 7 points, but he lost the bishop. So you always have to be extremely careful when you attack with your pieces, when your pieces go outside your controlled area. So if they're close to your pieces, then it's fine, but if they go that far, it's sometimes dangerous, as it happened this time for blue. And this is actually my usual move, so bringing the knight to the king side to defend the king. Now I have an excellent king safety, so now I think I'm ready to expand my pawn. So this is what I have done differently in this game. As you can see, the center of the board is really clear, so there is no one pushing for the center right now. So usually I go for a more slow and solid approach where I push all my pawns together, but in this case you can see that in this game the center is very clear. So something I could do right now is push that pawn till I promote. So usually my advice would be to be coordinated, to have a coordination between pieces and pawns as well, but in this case it's a little bit different. You can't apply the rule every time. So in this case, as you can see, the center is clear, and it's almost impossible for anyone to stop me from pushing and then pushing again. Also because if I push, blue can't really push as well at this pawn. So I am pretty confident I'm gonna promote. So this is actually really good for me already. Okay, blue has 7 points, but he lost the bishop, and I'm gonna get a queen, so that's excellent for me. As you can see here, yellow, it's kind of fine because his pawns are locked in the position with the blue pawn, so he's castling king side for that reason. Now I don't really know why he played that move. I can't really see the reason. Maybe he's just waiting. It is possible. And here we go. I got a queen, and this is excellent for me. And now what you don't want to have is, once you promote it, you don't want to keep the queen in the center of the board and leave it there, because it can be attacked. So once you have 2 queens or more, something that I would recommend is try to get the queen back into safety as quickly as possible, and use that queen as a connector between your pieces, so to coordinate all your pieces together, so to defend the multiple pieces at once. Here green is attacking yellow, so this is an excellent situation for me. I got a queen, no one tried to stop me, and green is attacking yellow, and now blue looks like he wants to have some pressure of this pawn now, and yellow has to defend the rook and this pawn as well, so yellow is not doing great right now. I've also learned during these few days that if the player opposite to you is in trouble, then this means that you are in trouble as well. So I'll try to explain. If green and blue are attacking yellow, and they're finally able to checkmate yellow or win against yellow, then you're gonna be the next target, because it's very hard for me, for example, as you can see, being red, it's very hard for me to attack yellow. So basically, we're not in a team, me and yellow, but indirectly, we are a kind of team, because it's very hard for us to attack each other, and the easiest thing we can do is attack one of the people on our side. It's exactly what's happening right now between green and blue. As you can see, green and blue are not attacking each other, but they're both attacking yellow. So once yellow is dead, there is a very good chance that both green and blue are gonna attack me. So even if it's not a team game, it could be seen in that way. And here, I wouldn't like to take this guy, because I want to keep my pawns together. I want to keep my pawns connected. So that's why I decided to push, with the idea, as you can see, to push this guy up. So now actually blue takes the pawn with check, and yellow has to defend, but yellow, as you can see, is not doing great. And I'm doing it perfectly fine, because I'm expanding my pawns now, I have great coordination between pieces, my king is perfectly safe. So it is almost an ideal situation for me. People are distracted. Here, green promotes taking a pawn. Maybe he's hoping someone would give check to yellow so they can't take the queen, but it would have to rely on blue to do so. And blue decides to attack also with the queen. And it is something I would like to make a note about, because as you can see now, blue is attacking with the knight, with the queen and the bishop kind of, and he's investing too many pieces at once. So when you want to attack, in my opinion, what you should do is you keep all of your pieces defended, or defending your king, so to defend, and use as few pieces as possible to attack. Because when you attack, your pieces become more vulnerable and you are exposing yourself. So as you will see now, blue is attacking with many pieces already, and it's gonna backfire, because his pieces become more vulnerable as he pushes them away from his own safety area. Let's call the safety area like this area for me, you see. So this is my area here. So now I cannot push, so I have to think about something else. And I want to keep coordinated, my pieces coordinated. I don't want to push this pawn just yet, because the bishop could play here, and there could be some pressure on my knight with queen and bishop and knight. And now it's not easy to understand what actually blue wants to do, because he has some pressure here, but he got distracted and he's now pushing the pawn, so he's not really convinced about his plan. And now he has to defend the queen, and this gives me a chance to push the pawn safely. Yellow is doing very badly at this point. But he's fighting quite well because he's coordinating again. So he's defending his own pieces. He's finding some stability. He's putting on a good fight to defend himself. That's nice to see. Also because now if blue ever moves the knight, I can take the yellow can take the bishop. So, and here I play. So here is yellow turn, but when it's my turn, I play a move that I think was actually pretty good. So what I was thinking at this point in the game was, okay, blue and yellow are attacking each other. What about playing, for example, queen up here and target this pawn, for example? So what about using my queen to annoy some other people, to take some pieces? But I found that this move was really interesting because it would pin the knight, because it wouldn't be able to move the knight. Also because if it does move defending the queen, I just take the queen because my queen is only worth 1 point while his queen is worth 9 points. So that's a big difference. Plus, I'm attacking this square. So I decided I think this move was actually a good move because now, as you can see, blue is thinking. Blue doesn't really know what to do. He defended the pawn here, but he's in trouble. I mean, if yellow actually would have cooperated with me, like attacking the knight or attacking the queen, it could have been really bad for blue already. What I would do if I was blue, I would just try to retreat my pieces, to come back with the queen, to come back with the knight in some way, because those pieces are exposed over there. Green is not doing much, to be honest. He's just like waiting as well, expanding the pawns maybe. With this move, I improve my bishop position. It's still not attacked by anyone, and it's very difficult for anyone to attack. Every time I make a move, I think about how can people attack that piece that I just moved. For example, the bishop that I just moved is defended by the 2 queens and the bishop and the knight. So it's excellently defended, and it can't really be easily attacked by anyone as well. So, and now I don't really know what to do in this position, I think, because in reality my plan from the beginning was to target this pawn, but with the queen is blocked from every point because I can't go here because the rook takes. I can't go here, so I moved here because I want to infiltrate over here. So if I can play this, I'm targeting this pawn, or I can even take this pawn right away. But I'm targeting this pawn, I can target this pawn, and indirectly I can target this pawn. But actually, maybe it was a bad move because, as you can see, blue was now able to move the knight away because there was no pin on the queen anymore. So maybe the queen here, that's why the queen move here was very good, because it was pinning the knight. And now that I gave him the chance to move the knight away, he did it right away. It was really helpful for blue. So maybe that was a little mistake by me. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm not attacking with all my pieces together. What I'm trying to do is attack with my queen. And as you will see now, blue is collapsing because blue is attacking with too many pieces. Look at this. Blue in 3 moves lost a bishop and a pawn and a knight. So green used the fact that anyways this pawn is pinned because there is a bishop pinning the pawn. So once the knight is gone, he could take the pawn with the rook. So that's a really nice move by green. And once he took the pawn that was defending the knight, because there was a knight here, I could take the knight as well. So now blue is losing all his pieces and has to do something about it, but he has to hope we're not gonna keep ganging up on him, because and I have different options, to be honest, already, depending on what the opponents are gonna do, because I can even take the rook, or in reality I could even take this rook, but I decided to go back and keep my pieces coordinated. And finally I was able to find a square where I was attacking this square, because this was my plan from the beginning. It looks like just a retreating move, and I'm also targeting this square. So when you fork two opponent's pieces, like in this case, it's not just good because you're attacking two pieces at once, so you're gonna take one of the two, because it's not the case every time, because blue can defend the pawn and green can defend the pawn as well. But actually, green might overlook that I'm attacking his pawn because he can see I'm attacking another thing. So as you can see here, blue is attacking with all these pieces, but he's gonna exchange all of these pieces, and it's extremely bad for him because he's gonna have 29 points, but it's gonna be useless because the other people are gonna still play and go on making points and checkmating. So, and yeah, actually here blue gets a check, so he can't even get the extra 9 points for taking the queen. And now what I would like to do is get my queen back in the game, because here it was a little bit on the side. But here something unexpected happens. Here there is checkmate. Yellow has checkmate here, or could even take the rook actually, or this rook. And it does take this rook, but now green can checkmate here anyways, because the rook is defending that square. So I was hoping green wouldn't see this, but hindsight, he definitely saw that because he used it to checkmate. So in any case, now green becomes kind of dangerous because he's the one with the most pieces, so exchanging my queen for his rook is good enough for me. So I think it's fine still, because yellow is not a danger, because okay, he's on top of points but he's way down on material. But now what I want to do, so first we were attacking blue because blue was dangerous, blue was attacking, and blue is the strongest person. Then what I did is swap and attack green. And now this thing, oh look at this, amazing blunder. I just made a good move, and good moves are all over, and now I blundered my queen and he didn't see it. It was such an incredible thing. So I got really lucky in that situation. And now I have two choices, as you can see. I can, once green moves, I can take this pawn here and check, or take this pawn here and don't even check. So if yellow was more dangerous, I would have gone here for sure, because then yellow could lose a lot of material. If I go here and check, then yellow has to move, green can attack the queen, for example, playing here, and then I can check again, and then yellow loses the queen, for example. But in this case, green is the most dangerous guy, so what I decided to do is attack green now. So taking a pawn for green. And even if I'm way behind on points here, my material advantage is decisive. It's definitely enough to win this. They're both very low on time, while I still have 40 seconds, so it's pretty comfortable. I really need to avoid any, well, first of all, an exchange of queens, because that would be very bad. But also give the chance to both of them to checkmate the other guy. That could be very dangerous as well. So as you can see here, I took here, and even if green checks, as he did, yellow can still move the rook in the middle, for example. But I don't want him to do so, because then green takes and it's checkmate. So if I keep my queen here and move something else, like bishop back, then yellow had to go here, and then green could take and checkmate. So what I want to do is to prevent green from checkmating yellow. So that's why I'm deciding where to move my queen. And I decide to move it here, because now green will check many times. I expect green to check many times yellow, and as soon as I can, I will take the queen for free. So that would be excellent for me. So yellow moves. Now I hope green will check yellow, but it doesn't. He defends. He decides to defend for some reason. So now my queen was on pre here, so I had to move it again. But as you can see, the king safety for yellow is non-existent, so we can check him at any point in the game. So any move, for example here, green decides to check, and this plays right into my hands because I can take the rook for free. And then the queen is hanging as well, and the rook is hanging as well, so green will have to defend the rook, but also I'm taking yellow's queen. So right now, as you can see, my material advantage is paying off because I'm getting back those point deficit. As you can see, I took the rook and the queen, and I'm catching up on points, and my material is still excellent. And as I said, I've been attacking all this time only with the queen, only with one piece at a time, keeping all the other pieces defending. Here I think I'm thinking about attacking with the bishop, for example like this, taking here, but as I said, it would be committing too many pieces that I don't want to. So I don't really know what to do right now. So I decided to push, because I'm not in a rush anyways to do anything, so I decided to push and try to promote again. And here, green checking like this would have to be extremely sure I wouldn't be able to checkmate, and that's exactly what he's not gonna do. So if I was green, don't give checks if you can't checkmate, okay? Also because you can't get any material from yellow anymore, so don't check, don't give a check. And he does give a check, and it gives me an excellent checkmate, this move. So at the time here I was thinking, okay, let's not checkmate on this square, because the move right after green could take my queen, but in reality the king stays there, so that's why I'm just thinking, and I didn't see that. I was calculating, okay, I take and then he takes my queen and then can I win? But actually this is the king in the middle, as you can see. So not only he didn't take anything, or he took only a pawn, he gave me checkmate as well. And yeah, so now he sacrificed material. I think he just wants to get over yellow with points, yes. So that's his intention, to get second place. So as you can see, I boosted with points, and I overtook blue, so he's the strongest guy, so I get points, a lot of points from there. And now I just want to have extra points and promote in resigns. So here we go. I won this game, and it showed you who to attack at the right time, and it was pretty straightforward, to be honest. Blue committed too many pieces at once, while I attacked only with one piece. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed playing, and see you.